you want to hear the story? So the boy in the rocket ship. So there once was this community, and there's this large tower. And there are a bunch of young boys and girls. And at a certain age, they get to climb the tower because the adults tell them there's treasure at the very top. So this group of young boys and girls, they are all of age, ready to climb. They get to the tower, get to the top. So they start going up, and they get to the first levels. And they get all this treasure. But there's one boy that just stayed on the ground because he looked up at the tower and he was like, I could just build an elevator, get to the top, then I won't have to climb. So he stays on the ground, starts building this elevator. Meanwhile, the boys and girls keep climbing ladders. They get to the next levels. There's more treasure, and they're so happy. They have all these smiles on their faces. And the boy is just on the ground, just working on his elevator. And then the boys and girls, they climb higher. There are more levels, more treasures, even happier. The boy's on the ground, still working on his elevator. And his mother comes. And she says, I don't like to see you struggle so much. You know, you can climb like everybody else too. And he cries in his mother's arms. She's hugging him and says, no, something inside me tells me not to climb. So the boys and girls, they continue to climb, but now all of a sudden they're losing some of their energy, and their smiles that they had start to become frowns, and they're less excited, less enthusiastic. Meanwhile, the boy, all of a sudden, he's starting to make some progress on this elevator. So he's putting together, okay. Then the boys and girls, all of a sudden, they stopped climbing. So they stopped climbing the tower. There are many levels to go. And they're sitting there with their treasures. Meanwhile, the boy, he's almost done with the elevator. And he looks up and he's thinking, an elevator can only take me up and down. It can only take me to the top of the tower. I want to go everywhere and anywhere. So he puts his elevator aside and he starts building a rocket ship. He takes what he learned, the concepts he learned with an elevator, applies it, and builds a rocket ship right away. So then he's looking at the tower, and he sees all the boys and girls just stopped on their levels with their treasures, and how they're not smiling anymore. And he thinks, why not go to the top together? I have built enough room in this rocket ship. We can all go together. Let's go to the top and get the treasure. So he launches his rocket ship, and he stops at every level. And he says, come on in. Let's go to the top. And then they're all excited. Everybody's excited, right? And they start bringing their treasures. And the boy says, no, you got to leave your treasures behind. And they're like, what? He's like, yeah, they're only going to weigh us down. Let's go. So then they ditch their treasure. Everybody gets in the rocket ship. They go to the levels, pick up everybody. They get to the top. And then there's a treasure chest. And there's this like light beam on the treasure chest. And the boy goes up to it. And the others are behind. He opens the treasure chest. And there's a piece of paper. So he reads it aloud. Congratulations. You've made it to the top of the tower. And since you're here, you know that the treasure has been inside you the whole time. So the boy laughs. He puts the paper back in the treasure chest. Everybody's confused, but he's like, all right, let's go forward. So they get in the rocket ship and they blast off again. The end. The boy in the rocket ship. So that's the story we've working on, and Ken Ferguson is illustrating it. I'm so energized by it. I want to just keep writing more stories like that.